The Enlightenment Chasers. Royalties of Peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm while holding on to perfect peace. The enlightenment of the future is here. This is episode 80 of our Golden Age podcast by Marist Free on July 8th, 2026. We are just from celebrating the 250 years of the United States of America independence. This happened July 4th. This happened July 4th of 2026. A remarkable celebration. Understanding that the United States of America is the miniature of a multicultural world. The whole world was part of the celebration, reminding each other diversity is not the solution. To our complications. Separating from each other is not the solution to our battlefields. And complicated lifestyles. Yes, we understand that the United States of America came about owing to the separation of the forefathers from Great Britain. Those who traveled to these continents, the North and South, westward of a human world, yearning for land to grow economy, yearning for land to settle for peace. It has always been about peace. Which requires therapeutic communication, living in harmony, and having money. We always aim for the higher class. Separation from Great Britain should never be acknowledged by the rage which the people suffered. Should never be acknowledged by the war of bloodshed. But it's true. Establishment the renovation of tradition, their great awakening, revolution of the dark age, embracing the light age. Today, the golden age indicates the completion of this light age of achievement, of enlightenment. The enlightenment that proves we are called to be one nation, in perfect peace and not diverse in multicultural shocks. Cultural shocks everywhere because of our divisions and falling apart from each other, colliding again after coming together. Begins to show signs of the malediction of separating in the first place. You're not called to separate. You're not called to become diaspora, but to create the awareness of spreading all over the world is only against our own integrity. Assure that our journey is not about traveling the earth, but completing a human development from childhood to adulthood with dignity. Enlightenment. Unfortunately, while celebrating this great birthday of the United States of America, have of 500 years, we are experiencing conflicts between the Islamic world and the United States, which happens to be at the Strait of Hormuz. According to Sir Joe Walsh on MSN, US military launched the second night strike against the Iranians. Second strike could seem very complicated and disappointing coming from the United States of America. We govern the world. We care for the world. How then are we bombarding one of those we care for? One time could be a mistake, but the second time, we begin to ask questions. Why are we still bombarding the Iranians? His Excellency President Donald Trump spoke to the media at the end of his participation in the NATO leaders summit in Ankara, Turkey, today, July 8th, 4 days after the Independence Day celebration. He said that this second strike was to further degrade the Iranians' ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. May sound amazing, may sound positive, to have freedom to navigate the Strait of Hormuz. But to our surprise, it brings us to the remembrance that even our forefathers were supposed to be restricted to even travel or spread around the world. We have celebrated the discovery of sea roads, the discovery of new settlements, claiming to be good, but only to our disappointment, regrets today of never becoming of one mind, always diverse. So why will it be a problem? Not to threaten the navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. We need to therapeutically communicate with each other. The reason for the Strait of Hormuz is of its oil, its richness in oil that provides income to the world nations. We all surely deserves it. We all deserve to be supplied with some riches for development to occur in our countries and ease our living. The Iranians attacked 3 commercial oil tankers earlier this week at the Strait of Hormuz, Monday and Tuesday. Which upset the USA after they had planned to have just a 3 month of ceasefire between the two. Concerning this matter, an on and off fire, an on and off fight, firing each other. The two signed a memorandum of understanding last month to extend their ceasefire by 60 days. But it's like they are still having a struggle with coming to this settlement. So His Excellency President Donald Trump indicates that he will keep on emphasizing the need for the Iranians to ease sanctions on trading the oil, while the Iranians are rather looking for more means to be in control of the Strait of Hormuz. This makes the Iranians look cruel and the USA more kinder. But that is not the case if we understand what these two are trying to do. First of all, we must understand that they are of one mind. They're expecting us to come to our senses, what they're demonstrating unto us. The Iranians governing the Strait of Hormuz is demanding decrease in population. We are not having comfortable lives to increase in number of population, but rather increase in knowledge and enter into integrity. Integrity of perfect peace, battlefield free, and not despair. NATO, a military alliance of 32 European and North American countries, that was founded in 1949 to deter Soviet aggression. NATO, the North Atlantic Trade Organization, is trying to make peace over these two. The Islamic world and the miniature of a multicultural world, USA. The Islamic world trying to encourage us to decrease population, and the USA trying for us to understand that comfort is what we need. So when you look at the two being expressed complicatedly, but the Islamic have power over the oil, but seek the people to realize that to have the ability of freedom takes understanding our purpose of being humans to complete that cycle and enter into integrity. The purpose of entering into enlightenment. We must reach the enlightenment, the destination of our human world, and not keep a cycle of becoming children again. The ultimate state of awakening from desires and suffering takes living comfortably. For without comfort, We cannot enter integrity. But without knowledge of how to achieve this comfort and keep it, we cannot still enter integrity. We cannot be against one and leave the other. But we understand that it takes one to comply with the other. USA trying to provide freedom of trading at the Strait of Hormuz is also endangering the people to not seek knowledge. But we cannot sanction to save people, but rather educate them. Therefore, with this message coming to us from the Strait of Hormuz, it's another indication that we need education. We need to encourage education to reach the understanding of what enlightenment is, of the destination that we must become of. The enlightenment of the future, of no longer becoming of despair, of no longer starting again another generation, realizing that we are now in the with the generation Z. Z, the last letter of the alphabet, should already identify to us that this is the opportunity for us to take charge and fulfill. We may not be perfect right now, but we expect the end to be perfect. We may not be perfect right now, but we expect at the end to be perfect. Therefore, we must keep emphasizing. We can give ourselves 100 years, 120 years to be done with this journey of enlightenment, of none left behind. The Golden Age podcast emphasizes that we seek both sides of this conflict with enlightenment and not personal hate or cultural shocks, but the smooth journey of humanity in our hands. Thank you all for listening today, and stay tuned for motivational intervening our world crisis. You need not go to the ocean to know what water is like when a drop is sufficient. Thank you.